let me close out the night with one of the most beautiful, incredible stories from the NBA draft. And a perfect reminder that we all know the moms always know. See, this is Yaxel Lindeborg, and that's his mom, Yissel. And Yaxel got drafted tonight with the 11th overall pick to the Golden State Warriors. But what if I told you that about 6 years ago, he's a player, a son, a kid who thought his basketball playing career was over? When Yaxel got offered a junior college scholarship to go play in Arizona, he almost gave up the sport. But his mom wouldn't let him because his mom always knew. She pushed him, challenged him, encouraged him to go to Arizona, play at junior college, put in the effort, and see how things go. He goes to Arizona Western, does a great job, transfers to UAB, has a great career at UAB, and eventually transfers to University of Michigan, where he goes there and wins a national title with Dusty May. See, I read about this story a couple of months ago when Michigan beat UConn to win the national title. And I thought it was such an incredible story by the whole team. But one of the most inspiring stories is how Yaxel found his way back to loving basketball. And a big part of it is because of his mom. See, tonight when he got drafted, when he got on stage during interviews, anytime they will ask him, what made you believe that tonight will be possible? He would always say, it's because of my mom, it's because of my mom, it's because of my mom. See, at one point, he talked about the fact that for the times that he was at Arizona trying to have some struggles and all these challenges in his life, his mom would call him every NBA draft night and tell him, are you watching? Because that could be you one day. If you keep putting in the effort, that could be us. And today, that dream got realized. I think this is one of the most beautiful, incredible stories about a mother who saw something in her child, didn't give up on the child. And I think the reminder for all of us, I think we all know, mothers know. For some people, maybe going through some challenges, especially for young adults who are still trying to figure out life, may not know what to do, who to talk to. I think sometimes the best person who always knows or may help in those situations is our mothers, especially for those of us who still have our mothers around. I think we all can agree the mothers always know. And a little bit about Yissel. One of the things they also shared about her too, she is currently actually going through, I think it's appendix cancer. And my thoughts and prayers are with her. But if there is anyone that we would know can fight and is going to be able to beat this, I would say it's Yissel. I'll tell you guys a little bit about her again because I followed this story for a long time and I know a little bit more about the family background from what I read and research about. Yissel, she actually is from Dominican Republic. She played for the Dominican Republic national team in basketball and volleyball. She moved to Puerto Rico to pursue her college dream playing basketball there. And then after that, that is when they moved over to Ohio and then eventually settled in New Jersey. That is how this family's background is. And so here's a mother who knows grit, resilience, effort, and never giving up. And I think it is the same strength and will that she puts her son through that now. Her son is going to be playing with Steph Curry, going to play for Coach Kerr and all these elite superstars for the Golden State Warriors. I think he's probably going to be one of the best rookies we're going to see this coming year in the NBA. So I'm super excited for the family. I'm super excited for Yaxel. I'm super excited for the University of Michigan and all the kids who got drafted today. But also for the kids who maybe are going to get drafted tomorrow or may not even never hear the names called. I'm very sure that most of them, they're still going to pull their resilience and remind themselves about how they can pull through, mainly because your mothers and your parents, your fathers, you name it, are still going to have the belief in them. And I think sometimes it ultimately comes down to the belief and the will that a mother may have in a child, that a father may have in a child, that a mentor may have in a child, that a leader may have in a child. Someone who represents a mother figure in someone's life plays such a tremendous role. And I think both of them's dynamic perfectly describes this. And I'm going to close with this. When I was watching the draft, one of the best parts of it was when his name was called after he talked and hugged his family. When he got to his mom, I think this may have been the longest hug I've ever seen any player being drafted hug their parent. And trust me, I have watched a ton of draft. I watched the NFL draft, NBA, WNBA. I even watched NHL, MLB, soccer, you name it. He hugged his mom for such a long time. I may actually put a picture so you guys can see it. They both looked at each other, and without even saying words, you can probably tell that they were just saying, "We did it." Tears, tears. Mom wiping his son's face with all the tears. Such a beautiful, incredible moment. And again, I think that's why this is one of my, to me, one of the best stories coming out of the draft night. I have a couple more I'll share. There's so many inspiring stories. Again, this is why I love sports. I always say sports is more than a game. Because behind a lot of these players we celebrate winning national titles, going through struggles. There is always a parent, there's a family member, there's an uncle, there's a teacher, there's a coach who didn't give up on someone. That's why we get to see them. So I will bring you guys another one, which is about sickles, of course, because my work in sickles on the Boozer family. I'll tell you guys more about that tomorrow. But today, I think it's important that we celebrate Yissel and how impactful she has been and continues to be on her son's life. And she's the main reason, let's be honest, she's the main reason why his son didn't give up playing basketball and why he's currently the 11th overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft. That's all I got. As always, be human. Don't forget to be kind. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Congratulations to everyone who got drafted. And for those who may not get drafted, I hope they can remind themselves about this inspiring journey and how a mother kept pushing her child even when the child didn't believe in himself. And I think beyond sports, for all of us, anytime we go through tough times, challenging times, the times when we don't believe in ourselves, I hope we can find our moms or our mother figures, our parents, our mentors, our coaches, our leaders, the people who can be like Yaxel's mom to help us to keep believing. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.